Alright, we're going to check out these new Cyelee Bull pistol red dots here. Do a quick unbox overview before we take it down to the range to try them out. I'll have these linked in the description if you want to check them out, but also guys, I'll have a discount code in there for you as well for both models, as well as some of the Wolf models, which I'll also link in the description for you as well. Alright, so these are RMR pistol red dots. They also fit the 407C, 507C footprint. This one here, I have the regular Pro mounted up on the TX right now, so this is the X Pro. So you got your instructions here, warranty information, and one thing I found interesting, I don't know if this is still old paperwork they haven't updated or what. You see on the paperwork there it says 3 years, however if you go to their website it says lifetime. So got some quick reference cards here. Right there it's talking about making sure not to have it hanging over the chamber so you don't have any feed issues. There's some sight-in instructions. There's some more. Again, these are just quick reference cards. It goes into full detail in the actual instructions, which I showed first. Scratch-free lens wipe there. You got a little Cyelee sticker. And there's your, oh, there goes the silicone pack. Bull X Pro. All right. And this guy is pretty big, a real large screen on these, so they look kind of funky, but it's purpose built. The main feature of these models are these right here, which is patent pinning. I think they even put that on there. Yep, on the back you can see their patent pinning. So I think it was Trijicon. They have like these raised horns for the drop test. That's why it's impossible for the glass to break. So this is kind of their own I don't know, way around that patent, I guess, that Trijicon has. So they have these raised bars, which you can see are separate from the glass housing. So when you drop it on concrete or whatever, it hits those instead of the housing for the glass. And they've actually tested these. They've dropped them from 6 feet, not only with pistols, but with full weight rifles like AKs. And they withstand a 9-pound rifle smashing on top of them and still working, and the glass not breaking and holding zero and whatnot. So that's the main purpose of this model. But also you get this absolutely massive window here. So it's not really going for like a beauty contest, but more of function over fit or function over finish there. But with this thing mounted up, and we'll go over this more at the range, but I'm just absolutely loving it because that window is so large. It gives you such a large field of view there. You have so much more. You can just see so much more through that red dot than you can with any of the other ones I've ever used. And then, like I said, the main design, at least with these, is it's very, very drop proof. So you don't have to worry about the glass shattering or anything like that. And obviously they're built really strong to be able to handle 6-foot drops, especially with a 9-pound rifle attached to it. So these don't come with the Picatinny mount. They wouldn't even fit in a box if they did, so I think that might be part of the reason. But they do sell those Picatinny mounts separate for the RMR here. So you can put this on a rifle if you want, which this thing would be perfect for like a, you know, a tactical rifle or what have you, because it's, you know, it's not small like a pistol red dot. It's a freaking full-size red dot. So this thing would be very at home on a rifle or shotgun or something like that, crossbow even. A little large on a pistol that's not a full size. It looks okay up here on this. This is a TX22. It's almost, I mean, it kind of is a full size, but it kind of isn't. So there's plenty of pistols out there that are bigger than this, like a, you know, a P320 is larger than this, a full-size version, or like a Glock 34 or Glock 35 still larger than this, so it'll look smaller on a true full-size gun than it does here on the TX, and it's going to look a little out of place on a compact, but like I said, what they're going for is function, so you just get that massive field of view there, and then just awesome drop protection there. So also down in the box here, all their optics always come with a ton of hardware, different thread pitches, different lengths. So it's going to get you mounted up on most guns out there. There's very few where this hardware won't work. It's always worked for me because they give you so many different screw lengths for their thread pitches and whatnot. But a lot of the modern pistols that are optics cut, they'll come with their own screw sets as well. And then also if you're running a plate like what I am here to make this optic work on this gun, a lot of times the plates will come with screws as well. But Cyelee gives you a ton of different length and thread pitches, so you'll likely have whatever you need there, at least for 90% of pistols out there, so they'll match up. And there's our little Allen wrenches toolkit there for the windage and elevation adjustments, and also to mount it to the pistol. So all these lenses, anti-fog, anti-glare from the sun there, scratch resistant coating. There's your, if I can get a focus, there's your elevation adjustments there. There's your windage there, so very clearly marked. Let's see what else. Side battery tray, so you don't have to remove to change your battery. One thing I did want to point out, this guy's pretty hefty being as large as it is, so this will kind of be the ultimate test. RMSCs are no problem on the TX, even though it's only a 22. Even running their Wolf series RMR, which is larger than the RMSC, I run that with bulk high velocity with very little feed issues, like maybe 1 out of 100. And if I used hotter ammo, I wouldn't have any issues whatsoever. So I'm going to be real curious to see. Now, obviously, this is probably meant for more something like 9mm, 40, 45, something like that with a little more recoil. So it'll be interesting to see what happens through my 22 here. I'm going to try running the same kind of bulk pack stuff that I normally do and see how it goes. But I do have some higher velocity stuff, so if we're having cycling issues due to that extra weight, I can run some hotter stuff through it, so hopefully it'll run right. But again, that's on 22, so we'll see how it goes, but you shouldn't have much issue on a 9, 40, 45. If you do, you can just use a slightly reduced power recoil spring, like a minus 10%, or just use a little bit hotter ammo. And I don't even mean like plus P or anything like that. Like in 9mm, for example, you could use a 147. It'll cycle that slide further than 115 grains, for example. Or like, say you're running Winchester, instead of running the standard Winchester, you can run the NATO version, which has got a little more pop to it, but without being plus P. So
I wouldn't settle that just in case, but at the range, I actually did pretty good with just standard high velocity 22 ammo.
But overall, generally those calibers, it's not really a problem, but that's how you would solve it if you did have that issue. Just if your slide's going too slow from the added weight, either hotter ammo or reduced spring pressure. But like I said, this 22 usually runs the standard RMRs just fine, so we'll see what happens with the added weight. But I'm pretty sure even if we have issues with the standard bulk pack high velocity, like I said, the hotter stuff will probably run it anyways. So with these Bull models, really the only difference between the Bull Pro and the X Pro is the reticle. So with the standard Bull Pro, you get a 3 MOA dot.
On the Bull X Pro,
it's a 2 MOA dot, so slightly finer, smaller dot for you. And then it also has, you can change the reticle to, I believe it's still 26 MOA circle reticle. I'll get images of that up for you guys. And then also you have you can do the circle, but with a dot in the center as well. So you have 3 reticle options with the X Pro compared to the Pro just having a standard 3 MOA dot, I meant to say. So these things are true daytime bright, even against bright targets. Like I shoot a lot of white targets in full sun, have no problem seeing the reticles very bright in full sun. They advertise up to 50,000 hour battery life, depends on what setting you have it on, of course, how high or how low. And then the lower brightness settings on these are actually for night vision. You can barely see them or not see them at all with the naked eye, but through night vision devices like you attach to a helmet or whatever, you can pick up the dot on the night vision or the reticle, but without it blinding you. So then also these things are waterproof and freeze proof. Seen plenty of videos where people dropping them in fish tanks and buckets of water and leaving them for hours, pulling them out, laser still on, still runs, throwing them in the freezer overnight with the light on, they pull them back out, the light's still on, still works. So there's that too. These things are pretty robust as is, but then now you have that drop proof protection there of this Bull design. I think that about covers it though, so we'll take her down the range and try them out. Alright, here we are down at the range. Sorry about any wind noise, it's pretty windy today, and as you can hear, there's also a guy behind me shooting clays. But, as you saw earlier, we're all mounted up on the TX22 here. I'm going to start out on my paper target down there and work on getting this thing zeroed. Hear the war zone out here? Oh, now they stopped. So, it's aiming here. A little low right, so make some adjustments, work on getting it zeroed. Then we'll knock down some steel. In that very first round, not fully cycling reminded me that I forgot my more powerful ammo, but the remainder of those shots cycled, so it should be pretty decent through the day with this. You know, this is just this crappy Arms Corps bulk pack, so it seems like it's cycling pretty good other than that first shot. I'm sure we'll have a few more that don't cycle fully, but it's good that like 3 or 4 of those already on this cold gun. It's like high 30s right now Fahrenheit and windy, so we're gonna do a-okay today without running super high velocity stuff, even with this big honking optic on here on a little wimpy 22. So alright, get a little tweak up and down. Let's see how close I am now. I'm gonna aim at that bottom dot. That's pretty close. I mean, the ones that went further to the left, obviously I pulled those shots, but I think it's pretty close other than averaging slightly left. I mean, I am shooting free-handed too, so there's definitely some shooter error there because I'm not shooting off a vise. But I'll give a little tweak off to the right and then we should be good. Alright, well, I did have the occasional, I had one like get caught on ejection, and I think 1 or 2, there's just nothing chambered. It's because that slide's not coming far enough back with the extra weight of that optic. So overall not too bad, but like I said, I kind of expected that with 22 long rifles. So if you run something hotter like Gila interceptors or CCI velocitors in a 22, that should cycle that. CCI stingers maybe. Again, ideally this is going to go on a 9, 40, 45, and you're not going to have any issues at all. But if you do want to be silly like me and run it on a 22, you're just going to have to run a little bit hotter stuff if you want 100% reliable cycling there. But as you guys can see on the target there, we are good to go. So start hitting some of the steel. Now 22 long rifle doesn't really have enough energy to knock these down, so if I go up close on some of them, hit them in rapid succession, 2-3 shots in a row in less than 3 seconds, they'll fall over. Also sometimes if I hit them at the very tippy top, they'll fall over as well.
So just keep that in mind. Just because they don't fall doesn't mean I'm missing, and also the sound when they hit is not very audible.
Now if you want to know if I'm missing or not, just look in the dirt. If you see the dirt kick up behind it, then I'm missing, but I'll do what I can with some rapid fire to get some of these to fall over. All right, let's try that from back here. To that back row there, this is a laser rangefinder confirmed, 15 yards from back behind the camera. As you just saw there, if I hit him at the very tippy top, I can get him to knock over. The top of that bowling pin is 2 1/4 inches wide. I've measured it before, so all those targets back there are already like headshot sized targets at 15 yards. But when I hit the very top of that bowling pin, it's only about a 2-inch target, which is barely bigger than somebody's eyeball. So I'll get a few of these easy ones first that I know will fall over from back here, and then we'll try to get some of those bowling pins back here, 15 yards, 2-inch targets at the very tippy top. So the small guy clear to the left should fall. Okay, usually falls. Let me try a couple more times. There we go. If I hit that devil at the top left with his one remaining horn, I think it'll fall. All right, the football on the right here usually falls if you hit it towards the top. That pin on the right's hard to knock over even with 9mm, so I'll just go for these other 4, and I'm trying to hit the very top back here at 15 yards, 2-inch target. Forgot that one there was stubborn too. We hit that guy up close a bunch of times at the top and it wouldn't fall. So I moved to the right side here. Hey, you can't complain about that. 2-inch targets at 15 yards with a 22 pistol. And those few misses, I'm having a hard time seeing them. You can probably see it through the camera. The sun is kind of glaring off of those right now, and they look a little shiny, so it's kind of hard back here, especially without my glasses, to see the very tip of those. So I'm sure that contributed to some of my misses back here at 15 yards, but I'm not sure how many I have left, but let's do a little rapid fire on this stop sign looking guy here. It's not going to fall, but you can see the shots collect. Alright, 16-inch gong there, about 20 yards. Let's try one-handed. Alright, let's recheck our 0, although I'm fully confident we held 0 there. And I'm just going to go for this little dot on the left there. I'd say she's good to go. Well, that'll do it there, guys. Absolutely love this new Bull Pro and the Bull X Pro. As I said, you get to change the reticles on that one. Absolutely loving that huge field of view there. Very fine, crisp dot. Even with the Bull Pro here, which is a 3 MOA, and then the X Pro, like I said, is a little bit finer 2 MOA dot. But honestly, this is all I need right here. I shut it off, but this thing is super fine. I actually have a video with the original Wolfo It's a short. If you guys know what the YouTube shorts are, and you go check my short list is very short. There's only like 5 or 6 shorts in there, so it'd be super easy for you to find, at least at the time of this recording. But with their wool flow up on my TX here, with the same 3 MOA dot, I was getting 100-yard hits with that, absolutely no problem. In that short, I got 13 out of 13 with 0 misses. So these fine little dots will let you shoot long distance even. And then, like I said, you've seen there, I had no problem hitting the top of those back here at 15 yards, little 2-inch targets. And the dot, even though I have an astigmatism, so it looks a little bit like fuzzy and starburst to me, it's still smaller than that top of that pin there at 15 yards, which is a 2-inch target. So real nice fine crisp dots on these, like all their models. The red dot on them are super awesome. I'm honestly just loving the benefit of this having this super huge glass on it, because you can see like 3-4 targets down there at the same time, whereas, you know, like the smaller window ones, you only see 1 or 2 targets at a time. So it's really easy to pick up on transitions because you got that huge window there. So I'm really just loving it for that. But again, with their design here, this makes it pretty much drop proof. Again, like I said earlier, 6 feet rated, pistols smashing into concrete, and they've even dropped them on AKs, 9-pound rifles, and they still held up. So, but yeah, that'll do it, guys. I'm absolutely in love with this new Bolt optic by Cyelee. Honestly, probably my favorite pistol optic now. She's not a beauty queen, but that's not what she's going for. She's going for function over anything else. And like I said, it's just amazing shooting with this thing on here. Probably don't want to put it on a 22, but like I said, you're going to be fine on 9, 40, 45 in most cases. If this 22 can cycle with that on there, with this cheap bulk crap, I don't think you're going to have any issue at all with a 9, 40, 45. And like I said, I could run hotter 22, which I forgot. I had stingers to bring, and I'm sure it would have ran all of them anyways. But if you're wanting to run subsonic or bulk pack high velocity through 22, expect issues. But like I said, this is really geared towards center fire calibers. So if you guys want to check them out, link in the description for both. Like I said, also there'll be a discount code in there as well. Also a discount code for some of the Wolf models, and I'll put up links to those Wolf models as well. If you guys want to get any other products you see me using in my videos, like my target stand there, paper targets I use, steel targets, way more, safety glasses, ear muffs, rangefinder, all that link in the description as well. For more videos like this and to see the other models I've tested from them, check out the parts, accessories, and optics playlist on the channel. But thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to catch you on the next one.